Hey everybody, welcome back to The Complete Game. I'm your host, Curt Schilling. He is the co-host, Gehrig Schilling. What's up, G?
Not much. What's going on? Football Sunday. Nothing to talk about though in the realm of football, so we can move
Episode
on.
66. Lots going on in baseball. As we speak, Cal Raleigh just hit his 58th homer. Uh, and the Mariners are up 7-0 on the Astros in the middle of the second inning, in a game that will have significant playoff implications. Lots going on today. Reds won a 1-0 game again today over the Cubs. And I read this headline and I kind of scoffed at it because I haven't been paying close attention. But Arizona beat Philly 9-2 today. They are now a game out of the NL wild card. They're a game behind the Reds and the Mets. Reds have won 5 straight. Mets, who are just doing Met-like things, with pretty much shutting Chicago and San Diego having locked up at a minimum the wild cards. But yeah, it's getting crazy.
You want to talk about that? I mean, the Mets with two of the most unlucky at the receiving end of two of the most unlucky catches I've ever seen today against the Nationals, who are playing for nothing but being spoilers. But yeah, the Mets officially tied with the Reds. You were talking about the wild card spot. We have a lot of musical chair scenarios going forward the next week. Like I just said, the Mets are tied with the Reds for that last NL wild card spot. The Reds have won 5 straight. They had a 1-0 win today for the second time in 5 days. The Twins' late comeback against the Guardians keeps the Astros in a playoff spot, about half a game up for now. And in the AL Central, the Tigers only have a 1-game lead on the Guardians, with their 6th straight loss. And the Guardians will go to Detroit on Tuesday to face Skubal with a chance to become the AL Central leaders,
Yep.
which is insane to say this late. The Sox and Blue Jays will also start a big series on Tuesday that has major AL East implications. If the Sox can beat the Blue Jays or sweep them, the Yankees could be in sole possession of the AL East, and the Blue Jays did clinch today, so they can't get knocked out of a wild card spot.
Jacob
And
Young
then,
for the Nats is the guy you were mentioning for that made the 2 amazing catches.
yeah, the Rob home run
One,
and the hacky sack.
yeah, robbed minimum a double robbed, and then the hacky sack catch, which was no, pretty amazing. I mean, these guys are just ridiculous athletes. But all that leads us to a situation where the Blue Jays are 2 up on the Yankees, or 2.5 up on the Red Sox. Tigers 1 up on the Guardians. Royals are still don't have a Z by their name, but I think we can agree with that is over. Yeah, Mariners 2 up on the Astros. That'll be 1 after tonight. All things looking
We
upwards for the Mariners there, and
we could probably give the Rangers the Z too. They've lost 7 straight.
yeah,
They're just a
after,
game up of the Royals,
yeah,
so not much better faring.
right.
We also should shout out Mike Trout, who hit his 400th home run today.
And
200
apparently
on the road, 200 at home. Crazy stat.
yeah, he's ballpark neutral. The other thing to me, and I said when he was just coming up, I thought he'd be the best player anyone ever saw, but he unfortunately his latter half of his career has been very Ken Griffey Jr. like. He's spent so much time on the DL and missed so many games. Still first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think I'm pretty comfortable that Ohtani is now in that conversation. But yeah, so Cubs have lost 4 straight. Reds are doing Terry Francona things, and then like I said, the I wasn't even paying attention to the Diamondbacks, but they're a game out. So
With I mentioned it too during this 5-game win streak the Reds are on. They've won 2 1-0 games. How much of that is Terry managing in the background?
I think a lot of it is he's a very influential guy in the clubhouse. I think the players have to play, and he'd be the first to tell you. Pitcher's got to pitch, hitter's got to hit. Doesn't matter who you put up to the plate or who you pinch hit. If they don't get a hit, it's not a good move. But there's a looseness to the clubhouse that might not otherwise be there when he's in it. And it's, hey, no matter what, he's a very good forget about Monday on Tuesday, forget about Tuesday on Wednesday guy. And there are a lot of markets that the media doesn't allow you to forget, or fans don't allow you to forget. And he's one of those guys. Turn the page. It's a long season. You've been in the game as long as he has. You understand The only way Monday ever makes you lose Tuesday is if you let it.
Well, and it's such a like razor thin margin for error with what the playoff race is like in the NL and what we're talking about with 2-1-0 wins in a week that, if you don't have those, you're not in the playoffs right now. So it's crazy. And then another piece of news, sad news for the Dodgers, Will Smith done for the year, their catcher, their starting catcher.
Yeah.
It's an interesting point to be able to talk to you
Huge
about
news.
too, because
Yeah.
I mean, where would you be without Tech in 04 and 01 and Damian Miller in 01 or 04
Yeah,
and 07?
I mean, I always feel like, I'll figure out a way because I put so much time and effort into preparing, but there's definitely something to be said for the consistency back there. And he's a guy that keeps the pitching staff on an even keel, and then it's going to be a big loss. Who comes in and how they do is going to have a big thing. But I actually want to mention another one. There's another injury that I think that could possibly have an enormous impact, and that's Woodruff. Brandon Woodruff went on the DL today, or the IL today, and there's questions about whether he'll be able to make it or be able to pitch in the playoffs. And it's a pectoral injury, I think, or a lat strain. So that's a big deal. That I mean, you're seeing, and this is, like I said, I go back to when we won it in 01, and then we came out and we were on fire and we were really good in 02, and we had just a massive number of injuries in the last 6 to 8 weeks of the season that made us a non-entity in the playoffs. And that, you hate to see that happen, but that's, that they're all dealing with it. That's where the depth comes in. And those trade deadline moves that you made to put depth into your organization for just this event, this problem.
Which of the 4 like deep runs, including 93 that you went on, do you think is cut the shortest without Dalton, Tech, or
02. 02.
No, I'm saying of the ones that were successful, which one do you think is cut? Which one do you think that Damian Miller or Darren Dalton or Jason Varitek had the most influence on the pitching staff in?
It would have been Dutch.
Okay.
No question, it would have been Philly. Just because it wasn't, Todd Pratt was very good as a backup catcher, but there was an offensive component to Dutch's game. He was in the middle of that lineup, in the middle of that order, and I never, Tech hit 6-7, Damian hit 6-7, Darren was right in the middle of that lineup. And Smith is in the debate, in the conversation, as the best catcher in the big leagues. So, it's not just the loss of the backstop and the guy that controls your pitching stop. It's the loss of a bat. Now, I think it's less of a big deal in LA because that lineup is so deep.
He's still a 296 hitter, though, in an age where batting average is thrown to the wayside. So, I mean, the last 3 years he's an all-star. So, he is an impactful player outside of the plate. So, that's definitely going to hurt.
Yep. But everybody deals with it. It's the next man up. It's the Belichick man, right? Next man up.
It's not Cal Raleigh, but it hurts.
Right. No. So, and the Jays are they're the first American League team to clinch a spot. So, those the last week and a half is going to come. And I said a couple episodes ago, I was wrong about the wild card. It really added a lot to late season baseball, and that's why we're having a lot of conversations we wouldn't be having because a lot of this stuff would be over if
and there's a lot of playoff baseball this week,
right,
surrogate playoff baseball.
Yep. No, it's definitely playoff level, and we mentioned earlier a lot of teams getting a chance to revel and feel in that postseason glow if they are able to knock somebody out, and a lot of teams trying to do that.
It had to be fun for the Nationals today.
Yeah.
You got anything else? You want to play a game?
Nope. Yeah, let's play a game.
I feel like we should mention, though, the Patriots-Steelers game today. 5 turnovers for the Patriots. I mean,
5 takeaways for the Steelers.
It's pretty impossible to lose the turnover battle +4 and only win by 1 touchdown, so congratulations.
Well, it really isn't. It's actually easy when you just control the ball and
no, but I'm saying to only win by 1 score. Like, you guys had to really,
they only have to
hold
win
yourself
by 1
in
point.
check.
Doesn't matter.
Were you saving points for next week?
Did what they had to do.
Yeah.
Better
All
team
right.
won.
Well, you have your 100 push-ups. Congratulations.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers is old and a drug addict, but other than that, I'm sure you're very happy. All right. Today's game is called Put Us Together. We've played it a few times on the show, but if you haven't been here, it is two people of note from either history, from television and film, from sports. Today we have a actor and a NFL player. So, all right. So this will be for the first clue. A 15-year NFL career, all in the NFC except my final season. I was a 4-time Pro Bowler.
Next.
An actor, entrepreneur, and producer from Canada. I got my start in TV, but am more of a movie star nowadays.
Okay, next clue.
I was an All-Pro one time in 2016 and accumulated 60,000 plus yards and am 8th all-time on the passing yard leader list. I am best known for my comedic timing and have played 2 different superheroes, one much better received than the other. You'll get it on this next one, so I want you to take a guess or if you have one even.
Well, I know I'm a quarterback just passed the number 8 guy on the passing list, or touchdowns, I think.
But yeah, that was touchdowns today. It was Stafford.
Yeah, passing.
And Rodgers also passed someone today. He passed Brett Favre.
Yeah. All right, next clue.
All right, this one, you'll get it this time, I think. I went to Boston College and was up 28-3 in the Super Bowl at one point, but never went back and never won. I am Van Wilder, 2010 Sexiest Man of the Year, and most recently Deadpool.
Matt Ryan.
Please, brain fart this guy's last name. Come on.
Reynolds.
There you go.
Reynolds.
There you go. That would have bothered the shit out of you.
Yeah, I had Matt Ryan. I was thinking of Gosling, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, that was where I thought it would be a good one, because it's like, Matt Ryan doesn't necessarily give it away because there's a billion Ryans it could be.
Right.
But yeah, Ryan Gosling.
Oh, that was a good one. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting crunch time.
We should start to look at, because we're going to start to get some structured playoff picture coming up soon. We should start to look at who's in, who's out, what we like for going forward for the playoffs. We should revisit our picks, see where we ended up at.
Let's throw one out real quick. A team that's never won. Okay. The question you asked me, a team that's never won that I think could go the farthest.
Yeah, so the Mariners, the
Milwaukee,
Padres,
San Diego,
and
Mariners,
the Brewers.
Right.
Yep.
I was gonna say the Brewers. The Woodruff injury is a problem, but also I think the National League is a much tougher road to hoe than the American League. I'm gonna go with the Padres.
Okay, I was thinking the entire time, which no matter what you took, I was taking the other National League team. But I'm gonna ride the hot hand. I'll say the Mariners go the farthest, just because of what you just said. Yeah. Strength of schedule is probably gonna be less intense, and then also like they've been playing the best out of any team other than the Guardians maybe in baseball.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
All right.
But
yeah, we'll have more of that coming.
Subscribe, guys. We'll be back on Tuesday, and who knows what the playoff situation is going to look like then.
Yeah, but crazy series this week, all with major playoff implications. So we'll be back to talk about it all.
All right, brother.
Talk to you soon.
Yep.